Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We talk about the matches that's coming up here. Coming up, Adam Copeland, the Radar Superstar, calls out Malachi Black for Double or Nothing. Won't believe what kind of specialty match that they're going to be having. We'll talk about it. Speaking of the man that got turned on by his own teammate, World Champion Swerve Strickland is in action against Brian Cage. Can Cage earn himself a future World Heavyweight Championship match? But he has to beat Swerve because no one can contender. We'll see. Also, too, the Cole Hanson Devil Hook returns. Hook returns the Avengers to get his hands on Y2J Chris Jericho on the learning tree. And the EVPs, the World Tag Team Champions Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, takes on Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniel with a personal vendetta. Christopher Daniel is considered the head of talent relations. Why the EVPs are targeting Christopher Daniels, I don't know. Plus, two, Willow Nightingale, the TBS champion, have a contract signed with Mercedes Moné for their big match at Double or Nothing. We'll talk about that. But Okada in the main event takes on Hardwood for the Continental Championship. And Hardwood takes the championship away from Okada. We'll see. And two, another face-to-face is Roger Strong and Will Ospreay face-to-face. How this gonna go down? I'll tell you sure. Versus Holly Cameron in a grab match. All this more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Peter Dick. Join us in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Get on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in that conversation. All right, let's go and get started right here on the AEW Dynamite Ring Report right now. All right, we're going to get things started with a lot here on the Pro Wrestling Show. So let's not waste no time whatsoever. We heard that Tony Khan made a tweet right here saying, with so much exciting action for this event Wednesday night, given our amazing partners at TBS have given us a significant amount of time for the night show. Thank you for watching. You've been seeing it for quite some time. Well, we kick off with this. Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley in action. Moxley and Danielson were in action. Blackpool Combat Club taking on the Don Callis family. I forgot his name. Jeff Cobb and got his name, but you can tell Moxley trying to hold on to his neck. I don't know what's going on with Moxley's neck stuff. Moxley holding on to it. Throughout the entire match, as you see right here, Takasha. Danielson and Moxley won. Takasha trying to get an upper cheap shot on Danielson. But the Blackpool Combat Club was more aware of what's going on. This is far from over. How are we gonna go and stuff? So we'll see how that's gonna go eventually because of that. So we'll see. So we'll see. Also, too, Swerve, in Cage, click on it. I don't know what they had to kid. The Radar Superstar came out there and got jumped and ambushed by the House of Black. The House of Black attacking the Radar Superstar. The Radar Superstar even now what's his name is wrong with that, but Buddy Murphy trying to take the ring off of Edge. Brody King and Buddy Murphy being the disciples of Malachi Black, taking the ring out of Edge. Edge, that's his sacred mirror ring and stuff. On how Edge was going down and stuff. And you see right here, Malachi Black looking forward to what he needs to do. And now we know that Malachi has challenged Edge to a match at Double or Nothing for inside of a barbed wire steel cage. So we'll see this go down in a barbed wire steel cage between Malachi Black and Edge, 1-on-1 at Double or Nothing. So Edge is right now considered a big star. Right now, Malachi Black sent a message, and it was kind of wrong for what he did, taking Edge's wedding ring off from Beth Phoenix. So we'll see. Speaking of that, the EVPs were in action. Matt Jackson, Nicholas, and the new elite, Jack Perry and Okada, sent a message that they're gonna. Well, the elite were in action. The elite did start the were set to go. They took on Daniels and Matt Sydal. They beat Daniels and Matt Sydal. They did so tonight. Um, the elite, the tag team champions and the EVPs did what they doing. But Eddie Kingston was supposed to be in that Anarchy match, but that match now has been uncertain. We'll tell you a little bit later what's going on with that. But the elite decided, the Young Bucks decided to take things personal, is what they did tonight. They decided to fire um, Christopher Daniels as the head of town relations. I think kayfabe fired. But we see uh, what's going on with the elite, power hungry. They should have done this with CM Punk, but hey, the elite showcasing their heel authorities and stuff and going into it. So hey, how they go? The elite and stuff. How they're gonna go. But, hey, the elite beating Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels. Well, the cold hearted Hamster Devil Hook came out there tonight. Hook wanted to get some records straight, and Hook did. Hook wanted to confront Chris Jericho, and Hook did so tonight. Confronting Jericho. Chris Jericho saying he's not gonna give Hook his championship. And Hook saying he's gonna be the one to lay claim to retire Chris Jericho. He wants to be the one to take Chris Jericho down, but it's gonna be a fight. And that's what a fight Hook's gonna get. Hook's gonna have to do what he has to do to slay Chris Jericho eventually for what Hook's got to do to do what he needs to do and take down Jericho. I can tell you that right now. And Jericho is gonna rule the day that he got in the way of Hook and stuff. Well, we move on to another um one. World champion Swerve Strickland takes on Brian Cage. Brian Cage was one of Swerve's disciples. Swerve didn't want to look for no sorrow, no apology. Swerve wanted to beat the holy crap out of Cage. Swerve and Cage took it to each other. Cage should be in the world title contention. I don't know why Cage is got relegated. But Swerve taking it to Brian Cage throughout the entire match. Cage with his power moves, taking down Swerve throughout. Swerve trying to fight leaps and bounds to become a fighting champion. Stuff. Well, Christian came out there. Swerve won his match. Christian was talking about family and saying that he's going to take the one title that Swerve always has that he's going to take away from Swerve, and that's the world title. Swerve won his match tonight, but Christian saying saw that Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus came out of nowhere and attacked Swerve and beat him up. Swerve didn't know what to expect, and Christian rubbed that picture right there you see in front of you of Swerve's daughters in front of Swerve's face, saying that Swerve's an absentee father. I mean, I don't think Swerve absentee father. He spend more of his time with his daughter than the mother do. But hey, to each his own. But we'll see how that's going to go down eventually. The Swerve and Christian battle for the world title coming up. Well, Mercedes Monet will make her debut at Double or Nothing against Willow Nightingale, and they had to make it official in the ring. Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Monet did make it official, and Mercedes Monet has been criticized about her promo skills. Mercedes want to double down on that, and she kind of did okay tonight. But Mercedes saying that she's the one that's gonna lead them up with the TBS championship, and Willow kind of pointing out to Willow saying that the TBS championship means more than TBS itself because of the history and the tradition of TBS being for wrestling for nearly almost 60, 50, almost 50 years. Yeah, 50 years of wrestling, almost 55 years, almost 60 years. Well, Willow got the last laugh, and she put Mercedes through a table. Mercedes Monet did not expect being leaped through a table. Mercedes Monet might have to bring her A game because she was acting a little heelish and stuff. So I wouldn't be shocked nor surprised if Mercedes Monet turns more heel than before. So we have to wait and see about that. Well, backstage was the face to face between Roger Strong and Will Ospreay. These two men will meet for the international championship. And Will Ospreay looking forward to getting the championship off of Roger Strong. Roger Strong been a fighting champion, but you can tell Warlow and the rest of them are in the way. Will Ospreay wants that championship. In order to get the championship, he has to do what he has to do. So we'll see if Will Ospreay likely could win the championship next week. Next week's gonna be a fully loaded pro wrestling show, so expect that being fully loaded indeed coming up this week. Also, too, Tony Storm went against Halle Cameron in a grudge match. Tony Storm won her match over Cameron. Harley Cameron tonight. Tony Storm wanted to prove that she's the one that's going to retain the women's championship against Serena Deeb. So we'll see that after we saw earlier with Mercedes Monet that took down tonight. Tony Storm could have been Mercedes versus Tony Storm, but they didn't want to rush that into a bigger program like it was. So kudos to AEW on that. Tony Storm beat Harley Cameron tonight. Made an example of Harley Cameron the way she did tonight. Well, FTR saying that they're outnumbered with this Anarchy in the Arena match. Eddie Kingston being out, but they said they had ace up their sleeve. So we have to wait and see who that ace up their sleeve would be coming up. But Dax had a lot to worry about tonight. Dax was in the main event against Okada for the Continental Championship. Dax wanted to prove that he's the one that can defeat Okada for the Continental Championship. Um, this match was that um, bad and bold. After the match, it was a hard fought matchup, but Okada got put to the test. With Dax got laid out, Dax laid out and stuff. Okada and Dax and them came out. The EVPs and Jack Perry came out to attack FTR and Daniel Bryan until fourth man merged. That fourth man was Darby Allin. Darby Allin came out of nowhere. Everyone was kind of wondering who was it going to be before Okada had his match. Okada turned to a big heel. Dax taking it to Okada, but Darby Allin was the surprise person that's going to make the difference. I think Darby Allin could make the difference throughout the entire match. We just have to wait and see if what's his name, Darby Allin, can get the job done one way or one how. We'll see how it's gonna go eventually. All right, that ends the pro wrestling show for the night. So we're through. All right, we're down tonight. So we'll see how it's gonna go. And eventually, Darby Allin, the man, is gonna take down the young buck and be in the TAEW. Stop this abuse of power. So we'll see how it's gonna go. All right. That's gonna do it for the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We'll see you Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.